Who's the perfect person to do a documentary against cancel culture? Why, none other than somebody who's been talking about it since they were trying to cancel him long ago, you know, when the wokier than thou zealots were still going against blasphemy instead of hurt fifis. And that intro is way longer than it needed to be. Who am I? I am Mecha. I am very familiar with some of the subjects of cancel culture and the reeing masses. I like to kind of live my life, as it were, a Monty Python sketch sometimes, where you know how you go around your life and everybody else around you are like just the reeing masses. Yeah. Who are we talking about? John Cleese, according to Radio Times, has set up to do a Channel 4 documentary to explore cancel culture. John Cleese's Cancel Me will see the comedian ask if it's possible to recreate comedy without causing offense. I don't think it is anymore. I think everybody's going to be heard about something. Here's the thing. Do we need a statute of limitations on how long, you can hold somebody accountable and let it affect your career, your livelihood, your employment status, your standing in a community? Is there some sort of statute of limitations like we have with real crimes where you can't be tried for something after, an extraordinarily long amount of time? Because now we're seeing people like the would have been host of Jeopardy, Mike Richards, step down because basically cancel culture. That's really what it boiled down to with that one. The series will be titled, John Cleese Cancel Me. We'll see Monty Python and Fawlty Towers star explore why a new woke generation is trying to rewrite the rules of what can and can't be said.
If you say Jehovah once more...
Well, I can answer that one. It seems to me like you've got a bunch of people basically repeating history and becoming, the modern day witch hunt sort of people.
Well, you did say Jehovah.
The modern day reeing masses of, we're better, we're more superior, we're morally righteous. We're cleaner, we're purer. And that's the same type of mentality that throughout history, every single crapping time has been a bad idea. It's been a bad idea. And I've never been a religious person. I've actually been on the side of calling out the religious zealots back in the day. And this is why I knew he was going to be the perfect person for this. Life of Brian, my favorite Monty Python movie, explores what could have been in the time of the Jesus-y times. Those times. Oh, and there's a side story attached to that. George Harrison put up his own money because the movie, they were trying to cancel it before it was even a thing. They were even protesting. I remember a lot of these religious groups were protesting the release of the film from theaters because they were offended by it. So what does this tell me? Anytime that something is offensive in history, I want to see it for myself. I want to see if it's just people being offended on behalf of somebody, if it's somebody putting words in somebody's mouth, if it's any of those. So yeah, George Harrison, he put out, if you don't know who that is, he was in the Beatles. You might have heard of them. They're from the before times.
Wobble-dee wobbling, wobble, wobble-dee wobbling.
They're certainly not modern entertainment or music or anything. It's just a little side note on the whole thing, but it's kind of interesting how even the Beatles are associated with a lot of this stuff.
Well, wait. Somebody said the Beatles.
Maybe.
No, but I know.
I hear a voice.
Somebody said the Beatles, and I suddenly appeared as if by magic.
As if by magic.
Yes.
Yeah, we said the B word 3 times. Who are you? Why are you here?
Hi, I'm Rob Robot Shlomo, and I am a sort of not an expert, but I'm a very enthusiastically interested in this topic.
You don't even know what I'm talking about. You just heard Beatles in the background, and you're like, "What Beatles?"
Well,
what?
Anytime the Beatles come up, I'm enthusiastically interested.
So this is about John Cleese is apparently doing a documentary about cancel culture. So yeah. Pretend you read the article in advance.
Well, yeah. Well, the whole thing. Yeah, John Cleese. I read about that. John Cleese knows a thing or two about cancel culture, doesn't he? He's making this documentary
Oh yeah.
because back in the mystical time called the 1970s, they tried to cancel him and Monty Python.
Yeah, with the whole Life of Brian stuff here. Yeah, they were so offended by it. It was so blasphemous. It was
Blasphemy!
yada yada. It was
It was so offensive. The film was so offensive to the Catholic Church and to religious people all around the world, that they couldn't secure funding for the movie. And former Beatle George Harrison.
Sound familiar?
Yeah. You know what? They didn't even wait until after the movie came out to try and cancel it. They tried to cancel it preemptively. Yeah. And so former Beatle George Harrison had to step in, and he put $4 million of his own money on the line.
It looks like he mortgaged his own house. We're looking at the article here. Yeah, he mortgaged his own home.
Oh, yeah.
To put up. That's how much he believed in it. Well, he's even in the movie there. You can see him in a clip there.
Oh yeah, he's in the movie, but he took quite a risk, quite a personal risk, to get the movie made, but it paid off.
And that's their best one, I think. I think it's their best.
Oh, it's one of the best ones.
Oh well, yeah. And then you got Holy Grail. Well, it's my favorite. I can't say it's the best one. It's my favorite.
Listen.
Until I watch the Holy Grail, and then that's my favorite, and then Meaning Life, then that's my favorite. But no, I really, really, really love how they're calling out the BS in the groupthink in the.
Well, listen though, it's the thing. All speech has to be protected, even unpopular speech. Okay, because then how would you know that if somebody has a bad ideas if you don't let them speak? That's the thing. Let the ideas themselves speak. You know. Oh, bless you. Let the ideas for themselves. You know. Let them be judged.
I went off camera to do that.
Merits. What?
I went off camera to do that, so they have no idea what you're talking about. I just disappeared mysteriously. It's okay. But yeah, you need to know. Like, how else are you gonna know who the village idiot is if everybody? Because all the idiots are speaking. Like, that's kind of where we're at. Here on his series, he says, "Cancel me." Let's see. He's going to talk to a variety of people, including some famous faces who have claimed to have been canceled and others who have campaigned against comedians and programs, to ask if it's possible to create comedy anymore without causing offense.
No, there's that old saying by Mel. I think Mel Brooks said it, or was it Mel Brooks or George Carlin? He says, "If you're doing comedy and somebody isn't offended, then you're doing it wrong."
Well, at the same time, is it okay to intentionally hurt people's feelings? Do people even realize they're hurt? Because, like, I've certainly not realized I've hurt people's feelings when I talk.
Well, but the thing is, listen, you don't set out to hurt people's feelings. You know, there's the old thing in comedy that, and I know this, you can poke fun at somebody.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
Well, like I said,
you want to toot your own horn and plug any comedy gigs you have coming up yet, or?
Actually, I don't have any comedy gigs coming up.
You want to hire him? He has experience as a stage comedian.
That is right. That is true. Yeah.
That's what I was getting to. How do you know?
Well, the thing is, listen, I draw the line is, what is the intent? Is the intent malicious? That to me is the line. What is the intent behind this? If you do, the whole point of satire is that you poke fun at something within that realm, you know, such as, like I said, you know, I always point to something as like Archer is a satire of the James Bond spy genre. The Daily Show, it used to be a satire of the news media, the people who report the news, and you know the.
Well, okay. How about the examples here? Let's read the article. How about the examples that they're giving here? He's like, I want to bring the various reasons right out in the open, so that people can be clear in their minds what they agree with, what they don't agree with, and what they can still make their mind up about. He's often been an outspoken critic of so-called cancel culture in the past, regularly posting about the subject on social media. Later, he criticized UK TV after they removed a line from an episode of Fawlty Towers in which the major said the N-word. And he explained to 60 Minutes Australia, he said, they completely missed the point. It was a stupid decision in the first place. It was as though they thought if you put certain words in people's mouths, they meant it had to be true. I think that's the point of a lot of it. The offensive characters, you know, your Archie Bunkers, your, you know, the Major on Faulty Towers. A lot of the point of these characters is that so you can kind of laugh at the bigot. You can say, oh, look at this asshole and not be like that. And maybe see, it's kind of like holding up a mirror to people sometimes where they might not be aware of it in a way that doesn't force them to the whim of the wokier than thou mobs and zealots.
The other thing, too, is if you're able to laugh at something, if you're able to laugh at it, you take away its power. Mm-hmm. That's the other thing. And by reducing Eric, like someone who is bigoted and is you know, stereotypical as Eric Cartman to an 8-year-old child, you're able to laugh at it and show you how absurd it is.
Yeah, yeah. And it's meant to, I think a lot of it, like, coming from, you know, the being the alphabet of the LGBTQ and being a woman and all this stuff, when I see a lot of that sort of issue, I can kind of say, oh, really? I didn't know I was supposed to let you speak for me. Right. And I think a lot of this boils down to a lot of people who want to speak on behalf of people, not realizing that they're kind of contributing to marginalizing people by not stepping back and letting marginalized groups, you know, say, hey, we actually have an issue with this. Because I think a lot of the times the groups themselves don't even have issues. It's the woke people who are trying to correct other woke people instead of the natural, like way back in the day, if you said something and you misstepped, you got I've been through this myself. You got the ooh, you said something wrong. You said something. But now it's on the internet and it's forever. So you can never have the opportunity to grow. You can never have the opportunity to move forward. You can't no apologies accepted. Anytime you misstep, if you've misstepped before, you're done. So,
well, the other thing too is like everybody wants to be first to decry. Oh my God, you said something bad. Look at me. Look at how virtuous I am. The virtue signal.
Yeah. Here he goes on. He says, comedy is not about perfect people. It's all about all of our imperfections, and it's not about things going right. It's about things going wrong. It's this pathetic idea that people can't stand up for themselves and can't hear different opinions. Let me pull that up full screen here. It seems extraordinarily condescending. It is. It's like, well, who the hell is this wokier than thou zealot coming in to tell me what somebody imaginary thinks of something that they don't even know specific examples of? They just assume. And when they start assuming and implying, then that slips into stereotyping. And so you're basically telling me that everybody who you think looks this way thinks this way. Really? Why? I would rather hear what they have to say. Oh, because this person's saying something completely different. This person's saying something completely different. You know, so, you know, I think it's important to be aware that, you know, we do this as a society, that we do like to put words in people's mouths. We do like to force intent, and we do like to be offended on behalf of others. And I don't know how to fix it.
Neither do I.
Either, but maybe this is a start.
We laugh. You know how we fix it? We laugh.
Yeah, we laugh it off and say, you know what? If you're really going to be upset by it, you know, as long as you're not physically hurting me, then I'm not going to have to defend myself. But, you know, I don't know how else to end this video. Who are you?
I'm a funny person.
Sometimes you're a stand-up comedian. Hire him for gigs and voiceovers and things. And
yes, and hire me to be John Cleese, if you will. Yeah,
that sounds nothing like John Cleese. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye.